Okay, well my name's James and I'm the wine buyer at Morganelli's, and four different wines, all made in the method champenoise, three of which are actually champagne, one of which is a method champenoise that's actually made of traditional varietals, Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, but made in South Africa, and spanning a broad variety of price categories, all really well made for their price category. And the first one is Grand Bec, more or less equal parts Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. Really great classic champenoise character to it. Not only is it crowd pleasing, but it actually has like a lot of character and soul to it. Could go with anything from like oyster roast, but is really good on its own as well, and for well under $20. So when you consider that your very lowest starting point for actual champagne is usually about 30 bucks, then this one coming in closer to 15 or 16 is a pretty tremendous value. The next one is from a smaller Champagne Negociant, Moutard. Gets great press, 90 points from Wine Spectator if you care about scores, and is a little bit on the lighter side of champagne. This isn't going to have the big yeasty, muscly backbone that some of them do, but I actually find that to be a strength, because if you're having champagnes like that, like the big muscly ones on their own, they can sometimes tend to be a little overwhelming without food. So Moutard $29.99, which is about $16, $17 less than some of the more well-known brands that we see at all the different stores out there, and gives up absolutely nothing in terms of quality. So basically you're paying $30 for the wine rather than paying $30 for the wine and then $17 for the company's billion-dollar advertising budget. Next up, if you were taking something that you wanted both to be a really good wine, but also maybe to kind of impress them with a bit of a story, this is Françoise Bedel. This is a mother-son operation in the Marne Valley of Champagne. They work 2 hectares themselves, so it's a teeny tiny plot. To put that in perspective, 2 hectares is actually smaller than the entire campus of Williams-Brice Stadium. So this is a very small operation. For this one, for this particular cuvee, the Entre Ciel et Terre, they actually let the wine sit on its lees in cask for 7 years before bottling. So the wine acquires all sort of complexity and dynamism. This is one that you could pair with any number of different foods, but is just delicious on its own. And again, is not inexpensive at around $50, but is about a third of the cost of some of the luxury brand champagnes that you find out there. And it's just a wine that is a beautiful, small production, hands-on artisanal product. Finally, if money is no object whatsoever, then something like the Vilma, and their sort of tête de cuvée here. This is the Grand Cellier Rubis, and specifically from the vintage of 2009. So everything that we've shown you so far is non-vintage, meaning that it's blended from several different years' harvest. This is all 2009 fruit, and this is a big champagne. It's fermented in oak. It is it sits on its lees for a long time, and it's a big, rich, not bashful style of wine. It has often been compared to brands like Krug, which is a very fine champagne house. However, even though this comes in at around $140, $150, it still is about 1/3 of what you would pay for Krug vintage Alford. So again, you're not spending a little bit of money on the wine, but you are spending pretty much all of that money on getting a really magnificent product rather than also paying for the label. So yeah, that's the little cross section that we have picked out for you.